to that inner drive, that inner notion, that inner desire to express, and we give of ourselves through that expression, that we become infused with this passion of life for the sake of life. And it is perfect, just the way it is. All of it. Even if we, as humans, choose to perceive it as imperfection, it is still perfect. Let's see what else there is here. There's no way I could have written this in a letter. Maybe the deity is perfect, but I'm certainly not. There is no deity. I am. I do the best I can with what I have. I've seen a lot of suffering, so I overcompensate by being overly generous with my time, money, and resources. Perhaps I'm changing. Perhaps I'm even changing for the better. I believe gratitude to be my savior. You know, okay, before we get on to gratitude, change is inevitable. We are all changing. We are all expanding and becoming. What? Nothing. Just becoming. Always unfolding through choice as a human. Always choosing our next moment. Always desiring and fulfilling and breathing and pulsating and passionate and wise and wonderful. Life is fascinating. Each moment of every day we carve our journey. We can choose to, as this writer expresses, to live from a place of gratitude, and gratitude perfectly is a savior. But not a savior outside of ourselves. It is an internal way of seeing, the lens through which I choose to view my life. Gratefully. Grateful for this place of beauty in which we live. Grateful for the phone call that came through in the middle of my recording. Grateful for my text message that came through. Grateful for all things. Grateful for this beautiful day. And the smells, the fresh air. Many of us live in such beauty. And all we have to do is step outside to recognize it and become part of it. We already are part of it, but to realize our part as it. It says, they say, I know I cannot surrender to the will of a deity I am not convinced exists, but I can be grateful for what I have. I think we get very caught up in this idea that there is some deity outside of ourselves controlling our lives and has a will and a desire to make us. This infinite life expression is experiencing life through me as me. I am having an expression as Jill. And this same life has an expression as cat, as dog, as tree, as flower. And that all of it is part of the intricate beauty and joy of life. Life in eternal expression. I can write affirmative prayers in my head while I'm walking down the street, but that doesn't mean they work in my eyes. So much doubt. A prayer will work to the degree that you believe that it will work, and all life is a prayer in action. Whatever we're thinking is a prayer in action. If we believe it's not working, then it will work to the degree that we believe that it's not. Do you get it? Life is always reflecting back to us exactly what we are, positively and negatively from our perspective, because there is no up and down, back and forth, positive or negative. It all just is. But from our perspective, the good and the bad is reflecting that who we are. If we know somebody to be absolutely brilliant, they are reflecting to us the brilliance that we recognize ourselves to be. We can't see what we aren't. And so every moment, every thought is a prayer in action. And I invite you to be conscious of what your thoughts are and what we choose to put in motion. And if doubt is that which we put in motion, then doubt it is, and that's okay if it's working for you. I believe in life, not in something outside of myself. I believe in life because it's present in such a variety all around me. And I'm an active part in that. And my part that I play is perfect. They say, I wish I could surrender and have faith in a divine order of the universe when I have no conceivable idea of its mere existence. Well, the rock that I sit on is kind of cold on my butt, so it must exist. So I believe in the existence of all things. How do I get faith? How do I surrender? What do I surrender to? How do I get faith? I guess we obtain faith by seeing what's in front of us and by practicing putting into mind, watching our thoughts and watching how they manifest. All our thoughts manifest. So pay attention. And faith builds on the recognition that thoughts manifest. We had somebody in class who said got home and they said they just really wanted chicken wings and a beer, but they looked at their accounts and decided that they really didn't have the funds for it. Sure enough, 10 minutes later, somebody called them up and invited them out for chicken wings and beer. Our thoughts are always manifesting, sometimes obvious, sometimes not. And we build faith by paying attention. How do we surrender? Well, as we begin to trust that life is always expanding, we surrender to that expansion. We can look back at our lives and see that it's always unfolded, whether we've felt like we were in control or not. And so we surrender to the idea of life expanding in perfection. If it hasn't been for all these 6.6 billion years, it wouldn't exist as it does today. It would be just random chaos, and there'd be nothingness. But there isn't nothingness. There is life, all kinds of it. I'm grateful that the writer permitted me to share this, and also they trust that it may help others on their spiritual journey. And I'll post this, and please, I invite your comments. You can email me at what's the best one? Probably at center, CENTRE, at cslcr.ca.